Hi, I'm here with Saints men's head soccer coach Jamie Beltran. The team will go ahead and play Dodge City at Redskin Field on Sunday. And Coach, how are things going today?
Not bad, not bad. It's been a busy day, but we're pretty much ready for tomorrow and looking forward to that game, hoping to get a little revenge on Dodge.
Yeah, the team had played on September at Dodge City. What did you learn from that game? And it was pretty close. It was 2-0, so it was a pretty close game.
Yeah, it was even tighter than the score indicates. I mean, it was tied 0-0 close to the end of the game, and then there was a corner kick where there was a very questionable decision from the referee that led to their first goal. And after that, we had to take some chances. Their second goal came on a counterattack when we were pressing high and going after them. Because, lose 1-0, lose 2-0, well, what's the difference? A loss is a loss.
Right.
So we threw everybody forward, threw caution to the wind a little bit, and unfortunately, they did find that second goal after that. But we felt like we played them pretty close, like there's not a big difference between the two teams. And, ever since then, they've gotten some good results. We've gotten some results. So should be a tight game again. I think we're definitely considered the underdogs. That's okay. We like it that way because that means we get to surprise everybody.
So what kind of differences or strategies do you think that you take from the first meeting that you'll over there, any kind of counters, any kind of adjustments, or just still keep on playing your game?
More just tightening up some things. I don't think we need to change our game plan. Our game plan was solid. We just need to execute it a little bit better. And I think we've worked towards that this week. Hopefully don't have a situation where we get a goal that, we suffer a goal that we shouldn't have, and that puts us behind the 8 ball. So as long as we can control the possession the way we want and have those attacking patterns work the way we've worked in practice, I think we have a solid chance.
Okay, team comes in there. You've won 3 or 4 coming in. Does that give you a lot of some momentum coming into this game?
Well, it definitely gives you more momentum than if you'd lost 3 out of 4, right?
Correct.
So absolutely. I feel like we are sticking to our game plan that we had for the season. You have a game plan for your games, but you also have a season game plan. I've been in the NJCAA long enough to know how things work, where a lot of teams try to hit stride and be at playing their best soccer when the season starts.
Right.
And that's not necessarily the best plan because the season's long. It feels really short sometimes, but it is. But it's long in a way. And as long as you qualify for playoffs, you want to be playing your best soccer at the end.
Right.
And every team is going to have ups and downs. It's not just us. It's every team in the world at every level has their. And you want to be hitting stride and playing your best when you get to the point where a loss means your season ends.
Right.
And hopefully some other teams jumped the gun and had their best games earlier, and we catch them on the downtrend while we're on the upswing. And obviously, I'm sure they all have their own ideas and their own plans, but that's what we're hoping happens for us. And it's going to be an interesting end to the regular season and hopefully postseason. I mean, it's not mathematic yet, but we are, I think, pretty close to that.
Right.
Feel like our chances are pretty good to be in the postseason, which is already an improvement over the way that things were predicted.
Correct.
I mean, we were predicted to win very few games and to finish last in the conference.
Right.
And
actually, you have already 7 wins. You're above 500, and you actually already have a couple of conference wins, which is more than probably anyone sort of.
Correct. I don't think we're your typical first-year program.
Right.
There's definitely some first-year growing pains and having a very young team where, I mean, we have 3 guys that have played before they got here.
Right.
And so it's definitely one of those things that we have to overcome. But I think the guys have buckled down and overcome some of that adversity. And by the end of the season, once you get into the playoffs, I guess you can say everybody's played a season, right? Nobody's a rookie anymore, and hopefully that'll carry us forward at that point. We are, like you said, 7-6-2. Hopefully we can achieve the goal of having a winning season in that first year. I think that would be huge, and I think that would exceed almost everybody's expectations before they came in. Maybe not mine, but I expect a lot. So.
Well, actually, I was going to touch on that, and I'll touch on it in a little bit. Okay, this is a first year. This is a first year program. You're rebuilding. I want to make sure that people sort of know that. So far, expectations so far. Have you seen this team grow? I'm sure, like you said, ups, downs, going off, but have things gone the way that they have been? And I know the answer is like, well, nothing ever goes planned. But for the most part, I mean, has things gone the way that you've wanted to?
Well, you know, as a coach, I expect a lot out of my players, and I expect a lot out of myself and out of my teams. So it's not even any kind of external pressure. It's more internal than external. And you know, you want to win every game. Now, I don't expect to win every game, but you want to try to go out there and break records every time and do well. So. I wouldn't say we're satisfied yet. There's still a lot of work to do, and we still have those 3 regular season games and hopefully making a playoff run. But when I sit back and try to look at it objectively and look at it without the heart, but just with the head, I feel like we've done quite well for what could have been expected in a first year, especially playing in what right now looks like the toughest Division I conference in the whole NJCAA for men's soccer.
Sure.
There's a conference in Texas, Region 14, that would probably have something to say about that. And there's some other really good teams in other conferences. But when you look at it from top to bottom and you look at every single team, I feel like we have a legitimate argument. Every single team in our region is above 500 right now. Right. Because Garden City won a game last night, and that put them above 500. So it's not even 500 or better. Every team right now has a winning record.
Right. And we've got a bunch of ranked teams in.
Correct.
And I was over there, I think like Cal, I think it was number 3 or
Cali's been as high as 3 last week, and I think it's changed a little bit, and it'll probably change again by Monday. But right now, Cali was number 5, and Barton was number 6 going into this last week, I think. Or it might have been the week before, but anyway. Coffeyville was ranked at one point in the top 20. Not just that, but when you look at our record against other conferences, I don't know if you saw this on my Facebook, because I know I have you as a Facebook friend, but I looked at it again today, and I think it's something like our region, our conference combined is about 30, 0, and 4 against in out of conference play. So as a conference, we're undefeated. That includes us as a first-year program. Right. That's not just the top 2 teams; it's also the bottom 2 teams. I mean, like the entire conference is undefeated in out-of-conference play. And it's not just that we've been playing the Little Sisters of Mercy or anything like that. I mean, we've played some decent teams. We've played some other Division I and JCAA teams. Some of the other programs have played some other ranked teams as well. I mean, it's competitive. And if you look at Barton and Cowley at the very top, their only losses are to teams within the conference. Right. So, like, every loss that every team has is within the conference. So for us to come in and do this well in the first year, I think it's definitely an accomplishment. Again, I want more. But always going to want more.
Right. And obviously, you know, we talked about being satisfied, and obviously, you know, satisfaction is quite subjective, I guess, on yourself. However, I mean, team chemistry, wow, I was talking to some of your players over there, and they're sort of getting it. I'm just like anything else, first-year team. Kids haven't played at all. Now, this is something over there that usually you get like little pieces here and there when you have a program. You've got all these players out over there, and now completely unknown to each other. Right. You have the job of playing together. Have you seen the chemistry grow, and maybe even more so the camaraderie among the players? Yeah.
So, you know, we work very hard on that during our preseason because the preseason is a time, especially being a fall sport, where we're here and it's literally just us. I mean, volleyball is here and the women's soccer team is here, but we are spending most of our days together. They're not going, and most of the day together. They're not going to class yet because classes haven't started. Right. We're having more training sessions. So we did a lot of things to build that team, to build that sense of family. And you got to make it really strong because it has to survive several obstacles that come after. It's really easy to say, okay, we all like each other during preseason. Right. But then the season starts and classes start, and you know, you're getting pulled in different directions. You have different schedules. You're not all eating together every time. Right. playing time starts to become a thing. Because, in preseason, everybody's touching the ball. Everybody's happy. Everybody thinks, I might be a starter. And then the realities happen, and some guys get frustrated. Some guys are not playing as much as they expected, especially with, like you said, such a young team and such a new team where everybody was one of the better players where they came from a year ago. But yes, I think we've done a pretty decent job of building that. Lots of the credit goes also to the guys of buying in to that concept of, hey, we're not just a team. We're wanting to be that second family while you guys are here. And we represent our families at home and our soccer family and everything we do. And that carries over to the way they interact with people on campus, to the way they carry themselves in class, or at least hopefully it does. And then you start building that pride in what you have in common and in each other, and helps you be accountable to each other. And if all those pieces of the puzzle fit together properly, that's how you build a culture. And that's how you create something that's going to last, hopefully beyond just that first year. But now the new people that come in next year should be easier, because they've got guys to look up to that have done it, that are here, that can tell, hey, this is what we're about. And hopefully it just snowballs and keeps growing. But I'm proud of the work the boys have done so far. I'm not going to say it's been perfect. Everybody would know I'm lying if I say we've had no issues, no adversities. But in general, we're pretty happy with what we've put together. I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of their commitment to the team. And I think that's what's led to us having a fairly successful first season.
Well, if you would have to say one quality or attribute about this team, what would it be?
I think that they genuinely want to do the right things. And on the field, off the field, you can have a team that's not successful, but they're giving it their all. And you can have a team that's not successful and they're wasting talent and wasting opportunities. When we've succeeded, it's been a team effort. It's not one superstar carrying you on their shoulders. It's literally been the team as a whole. And when we've not been successful, I don't feel like it's been from people being hard-headed or from people being lazy, or it's been, okay, we've got to get better. We've got to improve on this. We've got to make this adjustment, but never a situation where we feel like, we just have the wrong people here. So I feel like as a team, as a group, they genuinely want to do things the right way. And like I said, they bought into that whole thing of, you got to remember who you represent from home and from here. So those two families. And I think they've, like I said, they bought into it.
Great. Team has, including Dutch, has 3 more games. Is that right?
That's correct.
And I would probably say, look at the schedule, probably 3 winnable games. Would you say?
Like I said, everybody in our conference has lost to somebody else in the conference, and I think all our games have been tied except for one. They're all winnable. I wouldn't say that we're favored in any of them necessarily, or that we're like, definitely, absolutely going to kill them. No, that. But there's we respect everyone, and we fear nobody.
I think that's what I was saying, is that every game over there, you guys have been competitive, I think, in every single game, maybe except, like you said, a couple. But for the most part, it's every game going in. I think that no one would ever say that you don't have a chance. And
I think some people might have said that going in at the very beginning, and then they found out.
And also you have 2 of the 3 games are at home. Is that a plus?
It is, because even though the home field is not on our campus, we've had several of the parts that go into having a home field atmosphere, because we've had some good support from the fans and the community. I think it'd be even better if we were on campus, because more students could be there. It's just a reality that, especially during the week, on a weekday afternoon, it's hard to get a lot of, but we've had support. We've had other teams come. We've had some students show up. We've had community members, different people. So we have that backing, and we don't have to listen to somebody else's fans as much when we're at home. So that helps. We're familiar with the field. So all those little things. Redskin Field has been a good place for us to play our games. But the other thing is we don't have to travel. We don't have to sit on a bus for 3 hours, 4 hours, get up,
5 or
stretch,
10
and
minutes
try to
just
play.
out of it, right?
So all those things together, yeah, it helps that we're going to be at home. Although we've been a decent road team as well. I think as long as we execute our game plan, we have the ability to win every one of those games. Dodge will be very tough. They recently got a really good result and beat one of those 2 ranked teams.
Right.
But I still feel like we have a chance. I don't feel like we're overwhelmed or outmatched.
Right.
Against Coffeyville, they're a very good team. It was a very close game. We happened to actually win that one.
Right.
But that's the same thing that I'm saying about Dodge. I mean, they're probably sitting there talking about how we could have won because it was a 1-0 game. It was close. It could have gone either way. And then there's Barton that, yes, they're a top team. Yes, there's all these things. But, that's one where we fell behind early in that game, and our guys fought back, clawed back, and it ended up being a 4-3 win where we had a chance to tie it at the end. And so I feel like that game is not out of the question either. So, yeah, here we go.
All right. So we want fans to come on out and support the Saints on Sunday against Dodge City at 5 o'clock. They're good. You see a great game, very competitive, and you can just join them on their playoff push. 2 of their games are going to be home, so it'll be against Dodge and then Coffeyville. So come on out. I know that you guys are really, really excited. Any kind of last words, Coach?
No, just please come out, like was just stated. Please come out there tomorrow, help us out, be loud, make those referees afraid to make bad calls against us. I'm mostly kidding, but yeah, come out and support the team. We are working very hard to do a good job and make the community proud, and we hope to see you guys out there.
Okay, Coach, thanks a lot. I appreciate the time. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.